I did not think that I would be into a fisherman, but he's a captain, that's all I'm gonna say. And we know how I feel about captains. Hi guys, the summer is quickly coming to a close and I just wanted to go over books that I read this summer that I feel like really made the summer for me. I tried to be very intentional about picking books that I feel like were very summery in nature, that were summer romance books, and I've been taking them along with me as I've been going on my vacation. Just as the months have gone by, like things that I felt like really set the summer for me. The first book that I read this summer was Alex Approximately. I read this, I believe, late May, early June. So I picked up this one because it has one of my favorite tropes, which is when the main couple is communicating online anonymously, but they don't know it. This is about Bailey and Alex. Bailey and Alex have been communicating online, particularly about movies that they love and just about life stuff in general. He's kind of been like, come on, let's meet each other in person. She's like, I don't know. And they're currently having this bi-coastal online relationship. However, what Bailey didn't tell Alex is that she's actually moving to California to live with her dad. So she decides to kind of snoop around and try to find Alex on her own. At the same time, her dad gets her this job at this like very funky museum type place. She meets a guy named Porter Roth, who turns out to be her arch nemesis. They don't get along very well. They banter back and forth. He obviously has a thing for her. And it turns out that Porter is actually Alex Approximately. That's not a spoiler, it's on the back of the book, but she does not put it together. And so she starts to have feelings for Porter and Alex. It does end up for some shenanigans of how she tries to rectify those two people in her mind. I just spent the entire day by the pool reading Harry Potter. I just finished the series. Go check out that video if you haven't. I am now in my summer vibes. Today was the first time that I spent the whole day by the pool reading, and I don't want to stop. So we're gonna get started with the summer books video. I ordered a whole bunch of books for summer. First book that I am going to pick up because I can't resist is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. This is a recommendation by the Queen Steph for, of course, time for summer 2023. So excited. So we are laying by the pool again. So I finished this book 2 days ago. A very quick read. It was only 380 something pages. I ultimately gave this book 3.5 stars. I think it was really cute. It was summery. I think that the trope with them communicating online could have been done a little bit better. Normally that trope is my favorite, but I think in this book it was more seen as like cheating on each other. I think she even says that. Ugh. That's not how I want to use. Like the best example I think and the cutest way I've seen it done is in Love on the Brain, where it just enhances the relationship between the two characters and adds a little spice without it being seen as like cheating. I wish that they took the opportunity to like use it as a device to like talk about each other without realizing it's each other. Regardless, I think they were a really cute couple. Porter and Bailey have a really good chemistry. I think that their dialogue in person was so good. I love a good banter. I also just like the setting, a surfer town. They're in this museum all the time. I think overall this is a very cute read. It's YA summer romance, so like don't expect anything steamy from it. I think that if you're looking for like a California beachy type vibe, this is the book for you. Also, if you want something that's just like cute, light and fluffy, very digestible, this is a great read for you. The next book that I am into is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Now, I cannot believe that it took me this long to pick up this book. I remember specifically when I got this book. I got it from Peddler's Village. They have a very cute bookstore there. I personally love it. This is also part of my 1,000 book challenge, and this is book number 87. So I've had this for quite a bit. I ended up loving this book. I reread this from time to time. So this book, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, features Piper and Brendan. Piper is an LA socialite who just has no care in the world. She's been spoiled her whole life. I believe she's about 27, and her stepfather her whole life has just kind of spoiled her because he's super rich. One day she kind of takes it too far. She ends up throwing a party that is really bad press for her stepfather, so he decides to teach her a lesson by excommunicating her to Westport, which is a fishing town that her birth father actually came from, and that's where he died as a fisherman. Her sister Hannah graciously volunteers to come with her, so the two of them move to Westport, where they meet grumpy Brendan. Brendan is a fisherman fisherman. All he knows is responsibility. He was married and his wife died about 7 years ago from a brain aneurysm. He still wears his wedding ring. He's like very dutiful to his wife. He still honors her memory, but he conveys that the marriage was more about familial bonds and loyalty rather than true love. And so the two of them really don't get along at first because he is super gruff and stoic and responsible, and Piper is just everything bright and fun and cheerful. I'm really hoping that this guy right here is as grumpy as he looks on the cover. I love a good grumpy sunshine. So I am on page 89 of It Happened One Summer. It's getting pretty dark outside, so I'm gonna take it inside. I just got to the part where Brendan and Piper are at dinner together. She had just like put out the fire of the frying pan and he feels like an asshole because the sister is like yelling at him like, why are you such a bully to my sister? Like it was my fault that it was on fire. She was just trying to cook dinner for me. And he feels bad, so he's like, take my dinner. And they're like sitting together and it's such an anomaly for the town. They're all like watching them interact. I think that dinner is so cute. I don't know why, it like makes me like giggle and kick my feet. We also just found out that Brendan's wife died 7 years ago. He still wears his wedding ring though. I just want to know like what was up with the wife. He was like, I want to correct her misconception when she looks at my ring. Obviously he's got some secrets there, but I just think that they're so unlikely and just cute together. In the grocery store and like when they first met, it was very snarky. This is the first time that they're kind of like having a civil conversation. I'm very excited to keep reading.
Hi guys, good morning. I am supposed to be working right now, but this book has me in a chokehold. I'm on page 262 and I just keep plowing through it. I only have like 100 something pages left and I think I'm gonna finish it today. It's so stinking cute. And I'm sorry I didn't vlog like last night when I was reading it, but I was like reading it every chance I could.
Quick update for y'all. I finished It Happened One Summer. I think it is hilarious that I finished it today. I haven't gone through a book like this vigorously in a while. It took me one day because I was so into it. I freaking love Brendan. He was the best book boyfriend. She's like a spoiled brat and she was like, I'm here to learn about money. And he's like, well honey, that's not really gonna be a problem because I'm gonna buy you everything you want. It was epitome of grumpy sunshine. This I feel like did it right because I normally don't like the trope where city girl goes to like a small town and falls in love with a small town boy, because for the first like 30% of the book or movie they're like shitting on the small town. Piper was definitely reluctant. She didn't want to go there, but once she did after that first night, which let's be real, she was sleeping with mice. I would have been abhorred too. After that first night, she was very much like charmed. She made friends. She like went out of her way to like get a life and like learn how to do things. She wasn't completely annoying. She was honestly like very endearing and I really liked her progression as a person. I did not think that I would be into a fisherman, but he's a captain, that's all I'm gonna say. And we know how I feel about captains. 4 stars, amazing. The spice, chef's kiss, is so good. It felt weird to read that much spice in a physical copy though. Normally when I'm being treacherous, I'm reading an ebook or my phone. Hard copy felt a little weird, but it was really, really good. I think that it wasn't super summer vibe just because it was set in like a fishing town, but it still was just such a cute romance set in the summertime. So even if you don't read it in the summertime, please pick this up. It's so adorable. I didn't include this in the vlog, but I ended up reading Hook, Line, and Sinker. Now in my July reading wrap up, I did a full review on this book, but what I will say is that I did not think anything would top It Happened One Summer. Hook, Line, and Sinker did me in. I read this in one sitting. I gave it 5 stars. Only the second book I've given 5 stars within this year, and I've read 50 books so far. Their relationship is This Is Me Trying Coded. If you would like a more detailed review, definitely check out my reading wrap up, but just read these books. They're adorable. Such a hard time deciding what to bring to Vegas. I thought about Heart Bones by Colleen Hoover, but honestly, like, do I really want to be heartbroken in Vegas? And also, do I want people in public seeing me read Colleen Hoover? No. That leaves me with the Summer Broken Rules. Should I be ambitious and bring 2 books? I'm also gonna bring the Unhoneymooners, which I just picked up from Barnes & Noble's 2 days ago. I think that is very, very cute. It's like vacation vibes. They go and fake date, pretend to be on their honeymoon. The couple who was supposed to go got food poisoning, so Olive and Ethan, who are sworn enemies, go together. Together they look so cute. Together they look like pink lemonade. read this going to Vegas. Because I digested it so quickly, I didn't really process everything that was happening, but I still gave it 3.75 stars. I think that the couple was cute, but the main conflict of the couple was basically trust issues. That's basically what it boiled down to, and I feel like the conflict was written very weirdly. That's all I'll say about that. So I ended up giving this 3.75 stars. Now we're just chilling. I'm gonna go ahead and read The Summer of Broken Rules. Allie's reading a book that I despise. I don't despise it. I gave it 4 stars, but just like it bothered me.
Hey guys, got this book, so I'm about 50% of the way done. It's very cute. I like the setting so much. Martha's Vineyard, the fact that they're all playing this giant game of Manhunt, like it's a lot of fun. The only thing is that this couple is the opposite of slow burn. It's been 3 days and they've already gotten together. On the first day they met, she gave him a kick in the face and a bruise. The bruise hasn't even healed yet and they're together already. You know I love a slow burn, and this is like just complete, like almost insta love. If it was this setting plus enemies to lovers, oh, it would have been so good. I just realized I'm holding this upside down.
Sometimes I'm alone.
It is my last night in Vegas. Just to update you where I'm at, I am 100 pages from finishing, less than 100 pages from finishing The Summer of Broken Rules. Now, I just got to the plot twist. Pretty sure I'm gonna be able to finish it tonight, or if not, at the airport tomorrow. And so I'll keep you guys updated.
So it is 2 in the morning. I just finished The Summer of Broken Rules. I thought this book was so stinking cute. I just think the setting was adorable. I think that the fact that they were all playing assassin in honor of Claire was an amazing premise. I think that the fact that there were so many family members made it so special, that there were so many different places in the farm that just like added something that was very cozy and quaint to it that I loved. I ended up giving this 3.75 stars. If you're looking for something to just give you those summer vibes, read this.
I don't consent. I do not consent. I don't consent.
Oh, don't mention it.
There's no consent.
Happy 4th of July.
There's no consension.
No, hi, happy 4th of July.
I don't consent.
We're barbecuing today. I'm off from work and we are starting Second Chance Summer.
Yay!
Now, Second Chance Romance is my least favorite trope, I will say, so I'm not the most excited, but I do like summer beach house vibes, which is what this is, so we're gonna get started.
If we could run it,
Go!
if we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run it, the things I didn't know.
Morning, guys. Yesterday, I started reading Second Chance Summer. Initial thoughts. Didn't get that far, so like I don't have that much of an impression, but maybe this is petty of me. This is a second chance romance, literally called Second Chance Summer. You wanna guess how old this girl is? 17. And who is she having the second chance with? Oh, all the people that she met when she was 12. I feel like second chance implies that you made mistakes when you were able to like form conscious thought. What are you remembering at 12? I don't remember anything from 12. Also, the font, crazy. And there's so much spacing in between the words. It's so large. My sister looked at it and she goes, wow, she said YA. Going into this with kind of not so great expectations.
Run it back, if we could run it.
The last book that I read this summer, I read it by the pool last week. I read it in about 2 days because it is so good. Love and Gelato. This one is by Jenna Welch. I did not expect to like this book as much as I did. I thought it was going to be very cheesy, but it was way more than I gave it credit for. This book is about Lena. Her full name is Carolina. Her mother unfortunately just passed away due to having pancreatic cancer. Now her mother, towards the end of her life, kept telling her about this amazing time that she had in Italy. When she was in college, her mother was a photographer and she went to an art school there, kept telling Lena all these stories about like her amazing friend Howard. Turns out after she died, Lena does find out from her grandmother that Howard is actually her father, who she had never known her entire life. And so her grandma and her mother arranged to have Lena actually move to Italy to be with her father. So her father is actually a caretaker of an American cemetery in Italy. That's where he works and he he lives. One of his coworkers, Sonia, gives her a journal that was sent there, and she's like, I think your mother meant this to be for you. In big words on the top, it says, I made the wrong choice. Lena is trying to figure out what her mother meant. She keeps following her mother's journal as she goes through the city. So not only is it the story of Lena discovering Italy, but it's also the story of her mother. Today, it is a very nice summer day, so I thought I would lay out in my backyard and just read. I think it's so cute. It's matching my vibe today and my backyard. I also am gonna be tabbing a little bit, and then I also have been at a kick lately where I'm taking my time with books. I'm doing highlights and also some underlining. This one I just picked because it matches the cover, but I've been trying to really take time and like savor the books I'm reading. In July, I read 15 books, and honestly, it was so much. So I'm really enjoying the books that I'm reading, and now I think I'm really gonna have fun reading Love and Gelato.
So it got cold and dark, so I came inside, but I made it to over 100 pages. It's so good. I think that the setting is really doing it for me. Also, the fact that Lena's mom has a journal denoting her experience and Lena's experiencing it at the same time. I think that's so cool.
So I made really good progress last night. I'm about 181 pages in. Really like it so far. It's way more entertaining than I thought it would be. I thought like from reading the cover, she was gonna be all like quirky, like best friend type vibe, like, oh my God, I'm in Italy. No, she's actually very skeptical of the whole experience. One thing that is frustrating me is that there are people in this town who are volunteering to tell her what's going on. She's just not taking the bait. I understand the hesitancy because her mom just suddenly told her, hey, I want you to live with this random guy named Howard. And then she found out from her grandma that that's actually her dad. And then when she goes to meet him, she's like, you don't look anything like me. There's a lot of things going on. And she also has her mom's journal, which she could just read faster, but she refuses to do so. So that's bothering me a little bit. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying the story. I think the setting is just so magical. The fact that she lives in like an American cemetery in Italy, and her love interest slash best friend in Italy lives in a gingerbread house, and then all of the descriptions of places in Italy, which I am looking up on Pinterest because I've never been to Italy. I'm very much getting the vibe that like when I'm reading, it's like a movie playing in my head.
Keeping you close, I don't always love me was you. Every time I've been thinking of.
Got to the end of chapter 24. Oh my God, I'm so sad. I know this story is about Lena, like she's the main character, but it feels like her mom is like a secondary main character because we're hearing her thoughts through her journal, and it just makes me want her to be happy. And then you remember, oh yeah, actually no, she died. She did not have a happy ending. Everything that she hoped and wanted and thought as a young girl doesn't turn out okay, and she's dead. We just got to the part where you figure out what happened in Italy to her, what happened with Lena's dad, and like who she was in love with. Incredibly sad. Oh my God, I love Howard so much. He's such a good person. Unbelievably sweet. I like to think that I'm a good person, but like I am not Howard level good person. He's so nice, and I love his relationship with Lena. It's so sweet. Everyone deserves a Howard in their life. I really just sat here and read 200 pages. That was so good. I think I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. The ending totally made up for the confusing beginning. My heart is like heavy. It gave me that like Taylor Swift August feeling. August slipped away like a bottle of wine, and I loved it. It was like reading the story of two different people, both Lena experiencing Italy for the first time and her mother experiencing it for the first time. So even though it is centrally about Lena, I feel like there were two different characters. At the same time, you know, she's also discovering people her age, someone who she loves as well. So this is still a romance. There's something to be said about people who can really transport you to another place. And I feel like Jenna Evans Walsh just did that to a T. Like she was just so skilled in making me see the bigger picture of Italy. And apparently it is a movie. So if you guys would like me to watch the movie, I've heard it's not as great, but since when is any movie as good as the book? These are all the summery romance books that I chose to set the vibe of my summer. I really enjoy them. I think I did have a good stack. I hope you guys had some good reads this summer. Please let me know what they were. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Look at her style from the street. Look at her style from the ghetto. This I will never make it big.
Yeah. Can I have your Sakura? No. Are you joking? No. Yeah, I'm having it for dinner.
Oh, can I have your leftovers?
Yes.
Great. You can use it in the vlog. I don't care.
Okay.